Fine. Come in the front if you want.
So I'm starting off with the mixing, like sort of Grant's lesson.
Yep.
Mainly, I think I'm doing alright in that lesson because I came into that knowing quite a bit about the equipment and how to set up a recording studio and stuff like that. But yeah, as you said, I think I could do better with the quizzes. But looking at the work that I've done, like this is the work that Grant set us to do.
Yep.
Quite a while back, not like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And so it's just to like rearrange this, make it sound better, and just mix it properly. So then that was like the start, and then this was the finish.
Excellent. So you've set it all up so you can see what's happening, labelled and made it easy to mix.
So then that was Grant's lesson, and I think that if I was to, what I'm going to do in the third term is going to be heavily relied on recording like vocals or instruments and stuff like that in one of my quite a few of my tracks. And so overall I quite like Grant's lessons.
Okay.
Then I move on to music theory, so that's Philip's and Ollie's lesson. And coming from like BTEC music in school, I barely did any like music reading or anything like that at school, so I think I've come quite a long way. And in my bag I have some of the work we've been doing in the class, and I would have never been able to do any of that when we first joined. So like transposing music, this one is transposing, I think.
Yep.
So there's quite a few, but so in Philip's lesson I think I'm like developing quite a lot in that, and looking at the harmonic minors and melodic minors and stuff like that. So learn how to write music. So I'm enjoying that as well. I'm not sure if I want to do that in my project since I've just basically picked it up, but
I suppose it's going to support whatever you do musically anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'd like to consider it as involving it somehow. And then
I think it may not need to be something you focus on as such. It'll just be whatever you do be part of it. Especially if you wanted to record vocalists or musicians, you'd need to have an understanding of what key you're in just to write music. So
then on to music industry. So Chloe's lessons. I came since we did BTEC music again. That was mainly music industry as well. So I know quite a bit about that. But I did learn a lot more. Because not only in Chloe's lesson are we doing music industry, we're also doing like looping, and so that's not just like on Logic, but with the loop pedal, and that's really interesting. So I'm thinking that I'm not sure if I'm going to use that in my project again, but it's something that I want to research more because she puts it on the blog, but I haven't looked into it that much, so I'm going to start doing that. And composing. So this is Ollie and Luke's lesson.
Yep.
So in Ollie and Luke's lesson, they will not focus, but in the first time they did reverb and echo, and I liked the way they were saying how it's metal reverb and different types of reverb. So I'm going to look on that again, so go back to the first time and look at that. That was really interesting, and I think I might include that in my project as well. But I'm not too sure on exactly what I want to do for my project, so I was thinking more heavily vocals, instruments, recording, and then maybe do like a few mixing bits from Grant's lessons on that, and as well add a few Logic skills I've learned in your lessons as well, and make like an EP to say. So I think that would be quite interesting. Then,
well, what you may find is if the mixing is something you want to focus on a lot, maybe rather than a whole EP, pick what you think is your best piece of work. Because you're going to create quite a lot of work this term anyway for me, the Logic class. Okay. Maybe that you choose your favourite two, and concentrate on the mix and get the mix sounding perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but if you choose to focus on one or two of them, you can really go deeper into the mix because you'll have more time to explore it. So these things you're saying you're interested in, like how you use reverb, you could lose. Well, I do lose hours just listening to different reverbs, and then if you're trying to create a 4 to 6 track EP, it might not have the time scale. But if you're creating a 2-track EP and it explores the way you use using these tools like reverb and echoes, delays to create space, that could be a really interesting project to show the best of your mixing ability, I guess. But either way, I think if you look at the music you generate this term and then decide whether you want to really focus on the mixing of it or you want to focus on creating more music in that project. But I think being studio focused seems like a good plan.
And also, I mentioned that the mixing like here, but I didn't say like how we use the sliders to like an automation in that as well. I really liked that with the touch and latch. That was quite interesting, and I learnt a bit of that in your lesson as well.
Yeah.
So I was gonna using the mixing, I'd obviously be using that as well. But I haven't really booked studios. Well, the big studios, the second term since we've been allowed to use them. But I think this term I'm gonna ask a few of the like vocalists in the music performance class and instrumentists, but to help me record a bit of that as well. And
definitely think so. It's good. It's all good practice. But what I'd like to try and do is, as I said, for my sequencing or logic class, you're making a demo of your music anyway.
Yeah.
So look at how you can incorporate working with vocalists and instrumentalists in that piece of work. And in that way you'll be able to use it as your studio practice as well. So you say, look, I've got this track. I'd love to get you playing guitar on it. Here are the chords. Let's go in the studio. Grant's going to make you say what you want beforehand. You're going to have to think carefully about your choices. Then when you've got the right mic, working out how to get the best recording, and it'll all be good practice. And then in this third term, when you're focusing on getting your studio craft to a really high level, you can use a second term to practice for it. So I think it's definitely good ideas. I agree with what you think your strengths are. I think it's a good area to focus on.
Okay.
You may find as well that everyone starts asking you to mix their work. could be in demand. Depending on where your skills end up being, the second year you could end up spending a lot of time doing that.
Yeah.
Because that's a big focus on what we learn in studio class in the second year. But you may find that you become in demand and mixing is the avenue you go down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like your ideas anyway. Anything else you want to add to your presentation?
I was going to say that. Well, I was going to ask actually if we'd be able to, like, if we were not heavily, but like mixing in this term, or the tracks we're doing for your logic classes. Could we be able to, in the third term, like go more in depth on a few of them?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd be happy for you to do that because you're going to create a demo, a sequencing demo for this term, and then I've said to a few people, perhaps use this as a chance to gather up your ideas.
Yeah. Okay.
I still want them to be the best they possibly can be, but in this term I don't care about the mixing because I'm teaching you logic, and then you may choose out of the 4 I made for the sequencing demo. These are my favourite 2, and we're really going to push these. So at the end of the year, you may end up with 2 that are absolutely. Well, there's no such thing as perfect in music, but as polished as they can possibly be out of the stuff you create this time. I'm happy for you to do that. I don't feel like you should have to make new music every time because you're going to use different skills. Because in the third term, I will touch on. I'll start to cover it after half term, but I'll look at mixing in its basic form to support what Grant's done as well. Yeah. And looking at how we can use logic to do it in particular. So I think it's a good idea. Good ideas all round.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm happy.